Hi, I'm Trantor. Crypto has today shown considerable strength as it shrugged off macro bearish news such as the record high inflation report and ongoing uncertainty surrounding Celsius, 3 Arrows Capital, and others. With cryptos across the board today green, it is tempting to FOMO into projects who have been beaten down the hardest. But focusing on the percent difference between an all-time high and comparing that to actual potential are very different things. Tens of thousands of crypto projects out there will not be around for very long. But many new and exciting things which have significant potential are being developed. And one of these new and exciting things, at least to my mind, with significant potential, is Aura Finance. Today, Aura Finance has hit a new all-time high at over $3.70. And there continues to be plenty of news for this young protocol as it develops and expands. Understanding how Aura intends to build out its position in DeFi, however, is key to getting the most out of this yield aggregator. And this is something that we'll be going through today in this video, the fourth in our Aura series. If you like the Aura content and want ongoing updates, then please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment down below. This is the front page of Balancer, and this is what it's all about. What it clearly shows is the significant liquidity on the site, which, by the way, includes gasless transactions between pools. It also shows the total fees earned as a result of the incredible trading volume. In this instance, 716 million over the last 7 days, and 72.3 million earned in total fees. The expectation is that these fees will continue to grow as interest in the Balancer ecosystem grows and as we move out of a bear market. Incentivizing this entire system is Balancer. This is the governance token that is emitted to holders, in addition to fees which are paid out in Balancer Aave boosted USD, in other words, a stablecoin. It's these emissions which can then be locked in an 80-20 position, creating VBAL, Vote Escrowed Balancer Token. It's that token which then can be used to vote on other pools who should receive, a higher percentage of BAL tokens being emitted in the next round. In other words, it creates a flywheel. Where this gets extremely interesting is in the curve tokenomics that have been implemented at Balancer. An individual with a small stack, in particular a VBAL, can usually only get marginal returns. When pooled together, however, such as in a bribe framework, they can get an awful lot more. When pooled in a social yield aggregator with governance over the top, an individual gets even more again. This is where the importance of AuraBAL comes in. AuraBAL is essentially VBAL locked forever. And the Aura token is the liquid token earned to enable users to actually vote on how that AuraBAL should be used. So essentially it's governance on pooled governance. It's curve, it's convex, with more tokens and more options. So what have we seen in the purpose of today's video? Ideally, we don't need to go through a background update on what Aura is all about. But what we do want to understand is where Aura is going. What we've seen today is a huge 80,000 VBAL deposit. Essentially, 80,000 VBAL have been converted today into AuraBAL. We've also seen significant interest coming in for a number of different DAOs who are interested in getting more involved in providing not only liquidity positions, but also getting more of that voting power inherent within the Aura token. What a lot of this has led to is two specific things. The first is the price action. You'll note in Aura's price action on the left here, we have the Balancer token, which has essentially followed the market choppy over the last 30 days and kind of followed Bitcoin. Aura, on the other hand, I should say, has had highs, has had bumps, and then it's essentially had high, higher low, and then higher high, up to a new all-time high today of $3.72. Much of this is as a result of essentially what's occurring in terms of the current tokenomics. AIP2, that is Aura Improvement Proposal number 2, seeks to address some of these, and essentially to align rewards with what the actual Aura ecosystem needs the most. In this instance, the more AuraBAL that Aura is able to control, in other words, the more of those VBAL tokens we talked about, the better they are off, and the better in particular is the overall health of the actual ecosystem. Aura tokens themselves continue to direct nearly 10 times their value per year in emissions, which is significant. But the question at the moment is how to increase that Aura token liquidity. The majority of those who were airdropped Aura locked their tokens. The rest of the Aura holders have either put their positions into Graviaura on Badger, or they've put them into a number of other essentially Balancer positions or Aura positions to earn additional yield rewards. This could be on a 50-50 ETH position or a number of others. What this meant is essentially there's an ongoing supply squeeze. Recent analysis has indicated that a $170,000 purchase of Aura on the open market will bump the price by 9%. If you're a large DAO, a $170,000 purchase is not a large purchase. And so it's for this reason that there's different ways now and different ideas on how further Aura tokens can be sort of put onto the market without providing downward pressure, in particular on that price of the actual token itself. The answer to how this is going to be achieved is essentially reducing the emissions of new Aura tokens to current Aura holders and instead emitting greater amounts of Aura across to actual Aura BAL holders. What this does is incentivize the ecosystem and incentivize more people to deposit their VBAL into Aura BAL and then provide additional Aura tokens to those who are doing it. This is unlikely to create any significant sell pressure on the Aura token itself, as people still seek to stack those Aura tokens and in particular gain significant rewards from the bribe network currently underway, which has recently kicked off, on Hidden Hand. In addition, you may see some new announcements coming in the next little while. This could include OTC sales, potentially to DAOs, again with the option of preventing large dumping on actual holders, and it may include another round of the LBP, so that liquidity bootstrapping pool. Most importantly, though, the key is not providing a dilutive effect on Aura token holders, as this could be something that provides significant sell pressure broadly or some type of contagion, something that clearly the team is keen to avoid. The final bit of news is of particular interest to Aura holders is an actual BIP, so a balancer improvement proposal. Aura doesn't necessarily have an opinion on which particular pools should be actually listed for rewards, basically, on Balancer itself. But one that has come quite interesting is the recent kill request, essentially, for Cream and Wrapped ETH gauge. This is the first, at least to I can see, of these sort of kill gauge sort of orders. And the idea is here to get rid of Cream and Wrapped ETH, which at the moment is taking a significant percentage of overall Balancer rewards as a result of significant well accumulation. Essentially what appears has happened is a well has bought up the majority of the Cream supply, deposited that into an LP position, and then with their extensive VBAL holdings, continued to vote for their own LP. This has provided very little in terms of fees and has been an ongoing problem, so it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Notably, if you have Cream, this might be something you want to have a look at, because if it loses its only utility, which is essentially what it's doing in Balancer, that might have some implications on the Cream token itself, not financial advice. The last thing I wanted to talk to today was simply this. Aura Finance continues to be in a great position moving forward, primarily as a result of the positive price pressure it's had, the thin liquidity on the token itself, and the ongoing excellent tokenomics for this coin, which in particular allows for ongoing bribes and a very interesting play on essentially the CVX curve sort of dichotomy. What's also very interesting is the interesting tokenomics that exist within Balancer. So there's an awful lot going on here in terms of potential. I'd encourage anyone to take a look at it. Certainly not financial advice. And if you like the video, please hit the subscribe button or hit the like button. And I'll see you all again in the next video.